What is good, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in to another review. This is not your average sneakerhead, Tony Ramsey. Today we're taking a look at the Air Jordan Delta in the Vachetta Tan colorway. Before we jump into the review, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel or if this is your first time here, please make sure to subscribe down below. We are currently running a giveaway that's going to run through Friday, June 26th. That's going to be the cutoff for entering the giveaway, and I'll announce the winner on my next video after that date. To be eligible to win, all you have to do is 1, be subscribed to the channel, 2, make sure to like and comment on the video with the original details for the giveaway, and I'll go ahead and link that video down in the description below. Without any further delay, let's go ahead and jump into these shoes. The Jordan Delta originally released on May 14th in this Vachetta Tan colorway. I grabbed mine right off of Nike, didn't have any issues grabbing those on release day. I know they have a few other colorways of this model that released as well. You had a Sail colorway that dropped before this color, and then you had a black colorway that came out, I believe, beginning of June. I did not grab either one of those as this was my favorite color of that silhouette. But let's go ahead and jump into some more details about not only the silhouette, but this colorway and why I think this is one of the most underrated shoes of 2020. First things first, let's take a look at the box. So these come in a all brown cardboard box. On top of the box, you do have Jumpman there on one side. You do have some numbers that are kind of printed on the box. It says 000 and the number 23 right there. Then you also do have here it says designed for flight at the very bottom corner of the box. And you have Jordan Jumpman logos all around the box and some branding on the box as well. And that's all the way around the entire box. And the official colorway of this shoe is Vachetta Tan, Gem Red, and Jade Aura. And these had a retail price of $130, and I got these in an 8.5. Inside the box, there aren't really many details. You do have Jumpman 00023 inspired by greatness, designed for flight on the top of the box there. And you do have standard paper that comes with the shoes. Nothing else inside the box, so let's go ahead and look at the shoe. Now, the Jordan Delta is comprised of a number of different materials. That is the first thing I noticed about this shoe outside of the colorway, is that you do actually have some premium materials on this shoe for it to have a retail price of $100. You have a mix of some meshes. You then do have some fuse overlays, as well as some very high quality suede material on the shoe. And let's go ahead and look at some of those details. Starting at the toe box of the shoe, you do have a mesh toe box there, but at the very front of the toe, more on the medial side, is where that suede starts, and that goes all the way along the front inner side of the medial side of the shoe. That is all a very, very high quality tan suede. It's a pretty thick cut of suede, looks like, as well. And you also do have a different cut of suede there on the lateral side. Continuing on the lateral side of the shoe, you do have some mesh again. Then you do have an overlay of a different style of mesh right above that one. It gives the shoe a little bit more structure, holds it in place, and that is also in that same tan color. Then towards the rear lateral side of the shoe, you do have some more suede starting there with some perforations, and that panel goes all the way along the rear of the shoe to both the medial side of the shoe as well. On the back of the shoe, you do have an outline of the Jordan Wings logo there in red, and it's outlined there with some red lines. On the medial side of the shoe, as I mentioned, you do have that same suede cut right there that goes to about the middle part of the medial side of the shoe. Then from there, you do have another overlay of some pretty thick mesh right above it there, right before you get to the lace holders. Looking at the tongue of the shoe, that is in more of a mint or an aura colorway, as I think Jordan Brand calls it there, and that is in a very, very faint green, and that is all the way up the whole tongue of the shoe, which is also done in a little bit of a mesh overlay material. And you also do have mint green laces or aura laces in these shoes to tie everything together. That was a pretty bad pun, wasn't it? Then once you get to the top of the tongue, you do have a pretty interesting detail here. It's a little pull tab that has Jumpman in red on it, and that starts in about the top of the tongue there, all the way to the rear of the tongue where the label is. And under that, on the label, you do have the number 23 with the Jumpman logo and the Wings logo right next to it, very faint. The lace holders on this shoe are also pretty interesting. They appear to be stitched on, so they're not actual lace holes. They're more of a little piece of material that you lace the shoe up through. It's the same way both on the lateral side and the medial side. Something else interesting, you do have two stitched you do have two red stitches down at the very bottom of where the laces start. So that's a pretty nice touch there. Adds a nice little pop of color. And going from there, you also do have another pull tab in red on the back of the shoe. Taking a look at the insole, that is also done in that really faint mint green color. It does not come out of the shoe. And there you do have three different Wings logos. You do have the original one at the top, right by the sides. Got these at an 8.5. You do have one that fades out a little bit more. Then you do have the one at the bottom that is just the red lines in the outline of the Wings logo. Taking a look at the midsole of the shoe. Now the midsole for this shoe is all done in React cushioning. If you've never worn a shoe with Nike React cushioning in it, that is one of the most comfortable cushioning systems on the market. I would say it's comparable to Boost. It might not be as soft as Boost, but it does offer pretty good responsiveness, pretty comfortable to wear all day long. And these come in a number of different Nike shoes nowadays. So it's possible you may have already came across some shoes that have Nike React cushioning in them. If you haven't, I would definitely recommend trying it out. That React cushioning goes all the way from the forefoot of the lateral side all the way around the shoe to the back of the heel, and then on the medial side, then you do have React branding right there at the rear of the medial side of the shoe. And there are some more rubber overlays to give the shoe a little bit more structure so that the React cushioning does not wear out because it is really soft. And you also do have a red Jumpman smack at the heel of the shoe. And the rubber that protects the React cushioning does wrap around the toe of the shoe all the way to a little bit up on the heel of the shoe as well. Another detail I forgot to mention about the tongue, you do have that exposed foam in the tongue, similar to what we've already seen on a lot of off-white shoes lately. Now this is not the first time Jordan's done this. It didn't start with the off-whites either. This actually started on some of the shoes back in the 80s where they had the exposed foam on the tongue. Show off the cut there. I also think it's really nice, and as you start to wear these, that foam just start to yellow a little bit, makes the shoe look a little bit more worn, which I think will look really nice on this colorway. Speaking of colorways, there's a stark similarity from how this shoe looks to the Nike Mars Yard. I think it was the Tom Sachs Mars Yard that came out, I want to say a few years back. I do not have those, as those have a resale price of a couple or a few $1,000s depending on if you buy it new or used. And I probably won't get those in my collection at any time soon, but to have one like this that is more of a newer silhouette, it's also really comfortable, and the colorway appears to be very close. I think this colorway will hold me over pretty well to where I don't really miss not having those Mars Yards in my collection, because this is actually a really nice shoe, a really nice new silhouette, and it's one that surprisingly I haven't seen around as much. Sizing of these is actually pretty well. I would say go true to size in these shoes. I probably could have went down half a size. I wouldn't recommend it though. Just true to size should be fine for everyone. It's not too narrow of a shoe and it's not too long of a shoe to where true to size should be fine. But if you do have really wide feet, I would maybe recommend going up half a size. Just know that you might have a little bit of extra room there in the toe box. But now that I have these in hand, I must say that this is probably one of the most overlooked silhouettes and shoes of 2020 so far. There's been a lot of sneakers that have been dropping in the last couple of months, and I think this one kind of fell into the shuffle. If these would have came out in spring more so on a release that was all by themselves, I think these would have had a lot more hype to them, because it actually is a really nice shoe, and you can actually still pick these up for retail in some places, and even I think right around retail on some of the resale sites as well. So if you really do still want to grab these shoes just to give them a try, I would highly recommend it. I think this is a shoe that once people start to see these around in the streets, we can open back up and people are back out and about and see people wearing these shoes, that they're going to run and grab these pretty quickly, because the colorway on this shoe is, I want to say it's a flawless combination of colors with the tan and the mint green and the little hits of red. They just work really well together, and I think this is a perfect spring and summertime shoe. But now that we have those details out of the way, let's go ahead and get these guys on feet and show you guys how they look. that is going to do it for my review of the Jordan Delta in the Vachetta Tan colorway. I am also interested in maybe picking up a few more colorways of this shoe. The black pair actually looks really nice. I think this one's going to be my favorite because it has a different mix of colors, and the pop of red on this one, I think, and that mint really make it stand out a little bit more, whereas the black one had a few overlays, a few panels that look pretty nice. I just think that this color combination, you can't beat this one. So very happy to have these in the collection. Do plan to wear these a lot as soon as we're able to get out and about a little bit more often, and hopefully this one's one that stays in my collection for a long time. But that's going to do it for my review of the Jordan Delta in the Vachetta Tan colorway. Let me know what you guys think about this shoe. Did you guys pick this one up? Did you guys sleep on it? Were you even aware this shoe released? Either way, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys think the shoe is heat, do you think it's a little bit overrated, or just what you guys think about it in general. Also, be sure to enter the giveaway by subscribing to the channel, and also leaving a comment done on the video where I announced the original giveaway. As I mentioned before, I'll link that video down in the description section down below. But thank you guys again for tuning in to another review. This has been Not Your Average Sneakerhead, Tony Ramsey, and I'll catch you guys on my next one. Peace.